Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Jerry and I'm hailing you from the Antari shipyard. And today we're going to be taking a look at what we know about the upcoming Adversaries of the Delta Quadrant faction pack. It is a independent faction pack and it will be retailing for $39.99 on the WizKids store. You can pre-order it now there or pre-order it from your local game store. So let's scroll down. It does say it's releasing Q1 of 2024. We do know that that's indeed gonna be not quarter one. Well, it is Q1. It's going to be February 21st of 2024. So just a couple of weeks away. So it's good to go in here. So let's go ahead. We're going to create a new sheet. This is the sheet we did for the Lost in the Delta Quadrant. So we're going to go ahead and kind of change some of this around real quick. I should have done this off camera, but I was excited to get in here and do some recording. So I apologize. So we know this is going to be Adversary, Adversaries of the Delta Quadrant. It is coming out then, and I know because I already looked ahead of time that we've got 52 total cards, 6 ship cards, 9 captains, 10 crew, 6 tech, 6 weapons, none of this. No ambassadors, but we do have an admiral. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get into the description here. It says, with the Adversaries of the Delta Quadrant, pillage and hunt through the stars with 4 different independent ships. A Hirogen ship, a Narada type ship, a Numeri patrol ship, and a Vidian battlecruiser. Place a bounty on your opponent or even affect the reputation of their favorite starship with characters such as Kuros, Yasek, and Dala. Use new upgrades such as isokinetic cannon and refractive shielding to provide a challenge for your opponent in the Delta Quadrant campaign. Okay, and then as I said, we got 6 double-sided ship cards. So we're getting 6 generics on the back of 6 named. So 12 total ships, 9 captain cards, 10 crew cards, 6 weapons, 6 tech, and 1 admiral. Then we're getting a campaign booklet. And then we got 2 double-sided night shift initiative tokens. So that's interesting. 2 Borg debris field obstacles. 2 star chart tokens. 1 Riku flowers token. Which, if you don't know what a Riku flower is, that is the flower that created Tuvix. Which I guess we could add that to the Federation side, the Lost in the Delta Quadrant side, as a possible crew member. Okay, so we got all this information down. Let's take a look at the cards that they previewed here. So I know what you're saying. Like, Jerry, we're getting a Narada type and we're getting a Numeri patrol ship. Those 2 ships don't exist in the game right now. Does that mean we're getting new molds? Sadly, the answer is no. We are not getting new molds. Think about Voyager in a whole, and think about something that they did with Voyager. There's a lot of ships in Voyager that they did not create brand new sculpts for. Instead, they reused models that they had. So the Narada type is literally a Romulan science vessel backwards. So that's what we're getting. We're getting another Romulan science vessel, just turned backwards. And then I believe the Numeri patrol ships are the Bajoran ships, the Bajoran attack ships. Not the interceptors, the triangle looking ones. Just they were painted gray, so they were just a different color. But in keeping with Voyager tradition, Star Trek tradition, Attack Wing's kind of representing that now too. So let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at these cards, and you can see The first one is the Antares Shadow, which is the Numeri patrol ship. That's your Bajoran attack ship, just colored gray. 4153 Tech Weapon Crew, coming out at 24 points. When attacking, during the roll attack dice step, if the defending ship has a hull value less than this ship, roll +1 attack dice. So you get an extra attack for attacking a smaller ship. And then over here, look at this guy. We got Gaul. And notice that he's listed as a Vaadwaur captain. And we know it's not an admiral because this isn't a plus. This is just a straight captain skill. So it's a Vaadwaur captain, which is interesting naming convention. So that leads me to believe that there are going to be cards calling out just Vaadwaur captain. But it says when attacking, it's going to be the modify either defense or attack dice step. If the defending ship executed a sensor echo action or additional maneuver this game round, add 1 crit. So I'm going to say this is modify attack dice step. If the defending ship executed a sensor echo action or an additional maneuver this game round, add 1 crit. Very interesting ability. I really like that. Skill 8. He's going to have a nice home here in Attack Wing. And then this one, it's of piracy. This one has been confirmed that this is Age of Piracy. We really can't read much of what's on the card here because it's kind of hard to see. So I'll just go ahead and you can pause the video right here if you want to and try and figure it out. It does look like that we've got kind of symbols here on the card for different things. Looks like that might be a Klingon symbol. That'll be interesting to see when that card comes out. Okay. So now having done that, let's go ahead and let's go to our list. So we know we're getting a Hirogen warship. Maybe if my Hirogen warship, which I did do a little bit of research before filming this video, I could not find any other named Hirogen warships. Even the ones that we have technically are not. Actually, that's what their names are. So you could be seeing like a Beta Hirogen ship or a Beta Hunter. Who knows? But we're getting a named Hirogen ship here. Then we've got the Vidian battlecruiser. Okay, again, I did my research and there isn't another named Vidian battlecruiser that we know of. So we'll just call this Vidian battlecruiser and then we'll move on. So we are getting a Numeri patrol ship, which is called the Antares Shadow. Oh, if I could spell shadow right. And then we've got the Narada type. Okay, so we know we're getting a named Narada. So that should cover all 6 of our ships. Wait a second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How did we get 8? Interesting ship count. Let me double check that. 6 double-sided ship cards. Okay, so we're getting 6 named ships. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 2 more ships in this. So there are 2 more named ships that we're getting that aren't listed. I believe we're getting 4 models total. But it looks like we're getting a couple more named ships. Interesting. Or maybe we're getting more models than we think. Maybe we're getting more models than they let on. That'll be interesting to figure out too. So captains, we already know we're getting Gaul. Yeah, let's just lay out what we know we're getting. We know we're getting isokinetic cannon and refractive shielding. talents. How many do we have? How many did it say we're getting of those? It doesn't. Interesting. So we got some left out things here. So we know we're getting at least one. And it's going to be Age of Piracy. Now the crew, this is interesting. If I had to guess, so we are getting Kuras. So Kuras comes from the episode The Think Tank. He's kind of the leader of the think tank that approaches Janeway and the Voyager to fix their problems. Played by Jason Alexander. So I think it's possible he could be coming as a captain, but it's also possible he's coming as a crew. Now Yasek, I think, is a crew, and Dala, if I remember right, are crew. It's probably not right. I think Yasek and Dala are I think those are the people that faked being Voyager. So they are the con artists, the ones that had Voyager, and yeah, there we go. So Dala impersonated Janeway. So Dala could be a captain. I just got Memory Alpha open here on my other screen. And Yasek is... Oh, he's a bounty hunter. He's not from the same episode. Interesting. So I don't think Yasek's going to be a crew either. Yasek is a Hazari bounty hunter, so that's the one that they hired to go after the think tank. Or they at least convinced them to go after the think tank. So that's very interesting. So who do we think could be crew? So it's really hard not knowing, exactly what we're getting with the Hirogen, what we're getting with the Vidians. And I'm sure they did that on purpose. But it's hard for me to say, yep, this is going to be Carr, or this is going to be, this Vidian. All right. So I'm just looking at named crew for the think tank. There weren't many. I mean, we got to meet quite a few of them, but there weren't really any that were named except for these two. So you got Bivox, which is the whale looking thing, and then Finnem. So it's possible that they could be crew. Let's look at Vodwar. Because I think there were a couple of named characters there that could be crew. I don't know what could be an admiral. I don't know what's considered there. Okay, so you got Gaul, you got Gidrin. Gidrin. Let's see who else we got. Jisa? No, she didn't make it in the episode. She was in like the prologue. What about Morin? There we go. So we can do Morin. Alright, so who were the Teray? So this video is going to be shorter than the other ones. just because it's kind of harder to pin down these with limited information that we got from the packs. But I'm still excited for them. I'm excited for the Delta Quadrant kind of campaign that's being designed, or that's coming out with it. We should see what that looks like. I have something kind of up my sleeve later on in the year if this campaign doesn't itch that scratch. So stay tuned for that. I might do a developer series on that as well. But in the meantime, let me know what you want to see in the pack and what you think will be coming, what you're excited to see, what you want to play with. And if you like what you see, please consider giving the channel a subscribe to let you know when new videos come out. Give us a like and continue the conversation in the comment section below. Until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard.